couch, dogs, me, guitar lessons. Hey there, Lick and Riffers, how you doing? I hope you have your fingers ready for more fingerstyle awesomeness right here on Lick and Riff, because in this lesson we're going to widen our musical horizons using six non-Western rhythm patterns. We're going to learn an Arabic rhythm, we're going to learn a rumba rhythm, we're going to learn polka, we're going to learn calypso, and we're going to learn 2 Baltic Russian rhythm patterns. Let's start with the Arabic one. It's called muksun, and it sounds like this. Okay, pam pam pa pam 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 pa pam pam. That's the basic rhythm. So I'm putting on A minor for the most of this lesson. I'm going to use A minor, and we're going to play this: the 5th string and then the chord. Okay, and you want the chord short, so mute it after you play it. Okay, by touching the strings again. So, and then you play the chord again. Then the 2nd bass note of the chord, which is the 4th string, and then you play the chord again. So it's chord, 4th string, chord. And again, you want to mute the chord after you play it. So 5th string, chord, chord, 4th string, chord, bass, chord, chord, bass, chord, bass, chord, bass, chord. Now the final touch here is to play kind of a triplet pick strum at the end there, like this. Okay, ta-da-dum. So it's dum-dum, da-dum, dum, ta-da-dum, dum. Okay, dum-bum, ba-bum, bum, ta-da-dum, bum. So it's strings 3, 2, and 1. Okay, in sequence. Or you can play strings 4, 3, 2, and 1 as long as it sounds like a triplet. Okay? Okay, you need the triplet feel. So that's the Arabic muksun rhythm. Bass chord, chord, bass, chord, triplet. Now for the polka rhythm. Okay, just to refresh the ear, we're not going to jump from complicated pattern to complicated pattern. So the polka rhythm is pretty simple. Let's use D minor for this one to kind of reset our ears. So because they're 2 different, completely different expressions of rhythm patterns. So okay, kind of like a folk song, an Eastern European folk song. You're playing the bass note of the chord, the D string, and then the chord twice. Then you're playing the alternating bass note, but you're alternating with the low 5th. So you're playing the A string next. And then you're playing the chord again. So your bass notes are D and A, the lower A. So okay, so if you're playing it on A minor, you can alternate with the D string, but the real polka Eastern European sound comes from the lower 5th, so you're going to want to play the E string. Got it? So it's bass, chord, chord, alternating bass note, chord. Got it? That's the polka rhythm. So let's go back to something more interesting, because the polka is pretty easy. The rumba rhythm. The rumba rhythm, interestingly enough, it's almost taking the Arabic rhythm and mixing it around, taking the first half and playing it first. So it sounds like this. Back to A minor, and we play the bass note, the 5th string, then we play the triplet, strings 3, 2, and 1. So it's, and then right away we play the alternating bass note, the 4th string, and then we play the chord. So it's, okay, this is played very, very slowly, but in sequence it's, okay, bass, triplet, 2nd bass note, chord. Got it? Pam, taraka, tam, tam. Bass, taraka, bass, tam. Bass, taraka, bass, chord. Okay? Now the second half is chord, second bass note, chord. Okay? So it's the chord, the fourth string, and then the chord again. And when you put them together, it's this. Okay, and you want to mute the chord before the second half. So it's mute, and then chord, bass, chord. Bass, triplet, bass, chord, mute, chord, bass, chord. Okay, one last time, slowly. So that's the rumba rhythm. Now we're going to learn the two Baltic Russian rhythms. They sound like this. So again, A minor, and you play bass chord, and then the chord again after you mute it, kind of like the beginning of the Arabic rhythm, but then you play 3 on the 5th string, because that's the third of the chord, and then you play the chord again, so it's bass chord, chord, third of the chord, chord again, then the alternating bass note. Then you play the 4th string, and then the chord again. So you have bass chord, chord, third of the chord, chord, 5th of the chord, which is the alternating bass note, and then the chord. Okay, if you're confused about the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th, don't worry about it, just follow the tabs. So bass chord, chord, 3rd chord, 5th chord. The important thing here is the space between the first 2 chords. That creates the whole rhythm. Got it? That gives you that offbeat sound. So bass, 3rd, 5th, bass chord, chord, 3rd chord, 5th chord. Okay, slowly. Bass chord, chord, 3rd chord, 5th chord. Or if you want to look at it another way, bass chord, mute, chord, 3rd chord, alternating bass note, chord. Okay, no matter how you verbalize it, it's still the same thing on the guitar. It doesn't matter how you read it out. You just add the 3rd fret of the A string between the bass notes, and you're good to go, because you get the A minor arpeggio. So, another interesting thing here is that you can reverse it. You can play the bass, then the 5th, then the 3rd, and then you get this. Okay, so that's another option. Instead of 0, 3 on the A string and then 2 on the D string, you can play 0 on the A string, 2 on the D string, and then 3 on the A string. So that's another thing you can try out. Now the second rhythm, the second Baltic Russian rhythm, is a more straightforward one. It sounds like this. Okay, so you play the 5th string, A minor, you play the 5th string as your bass note, then you play the triplet, and then you play the alternating bass note, the 4th string, and then the chord. Then you play the 3rd of the chord, 3 on the A string, and then the chord. Then you play the 4th string, and then the chord again. So you get this: bass, triplet, 5th, chord, 3rd, chord, 5th, chord. Okay, kind of a traveling bass note there. Okay, slowly one more time. bass note, triplet, alternating bass note, chord, third, chord, alternating bass note, chord. Got it? Okay, so that's those Baltic Russian rhythms. Pretty awesome, right? Now for the final rhythm of the day, a calypso rhythm, a Caribbean rhythm. Now, if you've learned my arrangement of Under the Sea, and I recommend it, it's a lot of fun, then you're used to the calypso rhythm. But if not, learn this and then go learn Under the Sea if you want. So let's see if I can get this the first time. Something like this. As you see, it's heavily borrowed from Under the Sea, but it's a calypso rhythm pattern. So I'm playing C and G. For G, I'm playing 3 on the 2nd string. Okay, so we'll get to that. Let's start with C. You play the bass note, the 5th string, and then you play the chord 3 times. Then you play the alternating bass note, the 4th string, and then you play the chord again. So for the C chord, it's bass, chord, 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 alternating bass note, chord. Then you play the G bass note immediately. Then you play strings 2 and 3 as your chord. Don't forget, 3 on the 2nd string. Then for the next C chord, there are 2 options. When I loop it around, as I just did, I play this first. And then the second time around, I only play the C chord. It's not much of a difference. It's playing the C chord, strings 2, 3, and 5. The first time around, I add the 3rd string. That's it. So you can choose to add it, or you can just play the chord. So the first ending is this. The second ending is just C. So you get it. C, G, C. Okay, that's the basic rhythm. If you want to loop it around, you can add the 3rd string at the end between the 2 loops. So, or without the added 3rd string. And that's the calypso rhythm. So we had the Arabic rhythm, the polka rhythm, the calypso rhythm, the rumba rhythm, and the 2 Baltic Russian rhythms. Remember the reversed arpeggio and this one. So thank you very much for watching. Before you go practice this, download the tab from the website. The link is in the description, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. What you've got to lose, there's a ton of lessons here for you to learn, and I upload a new one every couple of days or so, and a whole fingerstyle arrangement lesson every couple of weeks. So join the Lick and Riff community and have fun. So when you go download the tab, you'll see a donation button above the tab, and that's for helping Lick and Riff produce more lessons. I'm not Lick and Riff is the channel, but you know, I'm the only one here, so you'll be helping me produce more lessons, but you'll be helping your own guitar education. So if you want to give something back, I'd be more than grateful for any help you want to give out, and I thank you in advance for it. So you go practice this, have fun, share this lesson with anyone you want. Everyone has a right to learn guitar for free right here on Lick and Riff, and enjoy their own developing skills. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I'll see you the next time. Bye for now.